80 for Brady is a star-studded sports comedy that is scheduled to hit theaters on February 3rd, 2023. The film was produced by football superstar Tom Brady and directed by Kyle Marvin. It stars an ensemble cast featuring the likes of Lily Tomlin, Rita Moreno, Sally Field, Jane Fonda, and of course, Tom Brady himself. While the film looks like it'll be a hoot, its soundtrack is also looking quite promising. On January 20th, 2023, the single Gonna Be You was released. The song was written by Grammy-Award-winning songwriter Diane Warren and is performed by Dolly Parton, Cyndi Lauper, Gloria Estefan, Belinda Carlisle, and Debbie Harry. And while we have to wait until February to see if the movie is any good, from the looks of the first single off the soundtrack, it's clear the music will at least be fabulous. In this video, we'll talk about how the Queen of Country, Dolly Parton, ended up contributing with so many iconic singers to work on the project. We'll also talk about the heartwarming true story that the movie is based on. Factsverse presents Dolly Parton's role in the 80 for Brady cast is must-see. Dolly Couldn't Say No. Dolly Parton has been pretty busy lately. In 2022, she published her first novel, went under the knife to get a facelift, teamed up with her goddaughter Miley Cyrus to co-host NBC's New Year's Eve special, and revealed she was working on 3 albums and 2 movies. But she still somehow finds time to take part in other things. 80 for Brady's cast is pretty astounding. Between its leading ladies alone, the film's cast boasts no less than 5 Oscars, not to mention countless Emmys, several Grammys, and a couple Tonys. For the soundtrack to 80 for Brady, legendary hitmaker Diane Warren was called in to help work on the accompanying music. The first single we've gotten to hear is Gonna Be You, and it's not only a great song, but it also features the talents of a diva supergroup who need little introduction. Warren could have brought in a few young and up-and-coming pop stars, but she went out of her way to recruit a few of the best-loved names in the industry. In a recently released statement describing her process of creating the song, Warren stated she wanted to write a song that celebrated the featured singer's deep friendship while mirroring the friendship enjoyed by the film's main characters. She went on to say she was inspired by the 80 in the film's title to bring together a few of the iconic singers from the 1980s who are, quote, still amazing and always will be. Audiences haven't witnessed so many musical legends crammed onto a single soundtrack since Waiting to Exhale, and while Warren's concept isn't exactly groundbreaking, she's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt she still knows how to put out a banger. One of her earliest career achievements was penning the song Rhythm of the Night for DeBarge in 1985. She wrote 9 #1 songs and 32 top 10 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, including Cher's If I Could Turn Back Time, Celine Dion's Because You Loved Me, LeAnn Rimes' How Do I Live, and Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. For her many achievements, Warren has been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame and has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She's been nominated for 13 Academy Awards and has been called the most important songwriter in the world by EMI UK's chairman Peter Reichart. When asked how she managed to wrangle so many famous singers to work together on Gonna Be You, Warren said everyone she approached said yes and seemed to be just as excited about the project as she was. The film is based on a true story. A group of ladies from North Attleboro, Massachusetts loosely served as the inspiration for Tom Brady's upcoming movie. The upcoming film is all about a group of senior women who take an impromptu trip to Houston to try to see their favorite football player, Tom, take on the Atlanta Falcons at the Super Bowl. While the film is largely fictional, Brady did take inspiration from those ladies from Mass who in real life gathered together each week to watch Brady and the Patriots play. In an interview with CBS Sunday Morning, one of these elderly fans, 94-year-old Betty Pensaval, and her good friend Elaine St. Martin, who's 96, discussed why they founded the Over 80 for Brady fan club and how their little group inspired the upcoming film. The club was originally comprised of 5 women who had all become widowed, so they found camaraderie and mutual support in gathering every Sunday to watch the Pats play. Every week they would alternate between whose house they would gather at, rotating through all 5 friends' homes. Pensaval's grandson, Max Gross, was the one who came up with the idea of matching t-shirts for the fan club. Not wanting to mess up her hair, St. Martin told CBS that sometimes she wouldn't put the shirt on, instead opting to clutch it in her hands like a good luck charm. Max made it happen. Max Gross isn't just a supportive grandson, he also has a few valuable connections in high places. He works as a talent agent in Hollywood. Inspired by his grandmother's club, he thought it would make for a great movie subject. So he pitched the idea around until eventually he found a willing partner to produce the flick. Fittingly, that production company ended up being Tom Brady's 199 Productions. The decision to turn 80 for Brady into a major motion picture came right around the same time Brady signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This decision obviously wasn't one that sat well with the ladies from North Attleboro. In fact, St. Martin told CBS that after learning of the trade, she was initially very angry. Quote, "I wanted to kill him," she lamented, but her ire wasn't permanent. As cliche as it sounds, time seems to heal all wounds. These days, the 80 for Brady gals still like to put the Bucs games on a second TV when they can, but their allegiance is, of course, to the Patriots. After 80 for Brady received a green light, Tom Brady sent a video message to Pensaval and the other club members in April of 2020, letting them know he wanted to make a film about their story. Given the state of the pandemic at the time, Pensaville was only able to watch the video during a socially distanced Easter dinner, but the news left her in a state of disbelief and utter bemusement. At first, she wasn't sure it was really Tom in the video. She asked her son how on earth he managed to make such a thing a reality and questioned the legitimacy of the video announcement. To be clear, 80 for Brady takes a ton of artistic liberties. The ladies from North Attleboro may have served as the film's inspiration, but that's about as far as it goes. In the upcoming movie, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Sally Field, and Rita Moreno will be going on a much more elaborate journey as Pat's superfans. From what we know, they'll make a trek to the Super Bowl, compete in a hot wing eating competition, emceed by celebrity chef Guy Fieri, pose as backup dancers for the halftime performance, and somehow manage to make it to the Patriots locker room to give Rob Gronkowski a hug. What's most important, however, is how the friendship of the women that inspired the film is depicted on screen. That part of the story is based on facts. Sadly, the over 80 for Brady Club membership is down to only 2. Anita and Pat now reside in assisted living homes, while Claire passed away a couple of years ago. Still, Elaine and Betty call each other every chance they can and still meet up to watch Patriots games regularly. They did recently get a chance to watch 80 for Brady at a private screening held at Patriot Place. When asked what they thought about the film, they said they enjoyed its themes of friendship. Unfortunately, Tom Brady wasn't able to attend the screening as he was prepping for the Buccaneers playoff games. Even so, Elaine and Betty hold out hope that they will someday meet their hero in person. Now it's time to hear from you. Are you excited to see 80 for Brady? Let us know in the comments section below.